All right, good evening. We are live. Uh, my Twitter is loading. All right, so in today's video, well, just another, I guess, podcast episode. Me and Comfy Gin, we're just going to talk about what's going on in the markets right now, which is a little bit quiet and choppy, and kind of what our strategies are for the next few months. And yeah, for me anyway, I think it's extremely unclear of what's going to happen in the next few months. So I think the uncertainty remains high up until either number one, we get rate cuts, which probably not going to happen till mid to late summer. So I'd say July at the earliest. And or if we get a Trump and a China and US trade deal to eliminate the tariffs. So in the meantime, what are we doing? That's kind of the purpose of today's video. So how are you, Comfy Jin?
Hey man, yeah, not too bad, thanks. Apart from getting rugged on a base token, I'm okay. How about you?
Yeah, I just saw that. Maybe I should pull it up here. Did you lose much on that?
No, I don't really. Luckily, I don't really have like hardly any ETH on base. Like I have like 0.08 or something. So
Okay,
I put some of that in the token
this is
when
the
it
one
was
here.
at. Yeah. So the official base account shilled this token as what I thought was the official token. And then like look at that chart. And then so I bought it at like kind of late at 10 mil, but then it went to 15 and then it rugged because they posted another
Fuck.
token. So
What was the second token that they posted?
I'm not even
Didn't even
sure.
care.
I think it's some Farcoin derivative because base can't think of any original ideas. So
Yeah, I saw that rugging, and there's a Solana version called Solana is for everyone. That's also
much
not
better.
doing that great either,
Oh,
but it's getting a crazy amount of volume. So I just LP'd on it, and that's doing
nice.
well. That's one of the things you can do if you're not sure if a token's going to go up. Well, for me anyway, I go on to Meteora, and I'm not actually signed in here, but you can go to Meteora AG and you can provide liquidity on it. And if the token just goes chop, 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 chop sideways, but with a lot of volume, you can make a lot of money because you take a 1% fee on every trade. And there's like insane volume on something like this. There can be insane volume for a few hours. And, you know, it's just a nice little strategy.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably is it kind of I guess safer to do than like shorting the token?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't say it's either less safe or more safe. It's probably the same. Like either way, if the token goes to zero, you lose all your money if you're providing liquidity on it. But at least you get a little bit of fees along the way. Shorting, I guess you can lose all your money. Longing, you can lose all your money. Um, so like with providing liquidity, you also don't get as much upside because say the token just goes 10x, you'll have already sold all of the token that you LP'd at like, 50% gain or 100% gain, depending on your parameters. So you don't get the massive upside. So it's only for coins that you think are going to be volatile in the short term that you LP on, not ones that you're long or like bullish on or very bearish on, if you get me.
Okay, that makes sense.
Um, so yeah, so I suppose we're talking about farming. The other thing on farming, I talked about this in the last video, but in last week's video, but the other platform that I'm farming heavily is Hyper EVM. So one nice little strategy that I'm doing now, let me see, just pull it up. So if you go to this website, this is Hyper5. you can borrow USDC, or what's called USDXL, and the borrow rate's only 2%. And so you can then go to Kitten Swap. You can swap that, or you can even swap it in here, I believe, or maybe not. You can go to Kitten Swap, swap this for FEUSD. So that would be this Felix token. Felix, 1 second. So you're borrowing for 2%, and then you can lend this for like a bit more. But the nice thing about that is you're earning points on Hyperfi and Felix and for the Hype EVM launch. So let me see what the rate is here. I think it's 4% if you lend on Felix. So here are the two websites. Earn.
Oh, so you're earning the interest, right?
Yes. So you're borrowing here. So basically you deposit Hype or Bitcoin or even ETH, and then you can borrow it at 2% interest, and then you can lend it here for 4% interest. So you're getting 2% interest, plus you're
nice.
farming. Yeah, you're farming these two websites, or these two projects. But most importantly, what I'm trying to do is farm the Hyper EVM, the Hype Airdrop, the next Hype Airdrop, whenever that is. So, when things are just going sideways, that's kind of what I like to do a bit of farming, and then hopefully when things are looking good again, these kind of platforms want to give a big airdrop, or they want to do their airdrop, and it'll be a big one because the markets will be cooking again.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, hype airdrop should be good.
Yeah, and to add to that, like Hype is one of the coins I kind of want to keep adding in this environment. I think, I don't know what's going to happen for the next, like, with macro and everything. I think unless we get crazy rate cuts very soon, like I don't think like very speculative stuff is going to do amazing. So stuff like Hyperliquid and stuff that's earning a lot of revenue, probably on a fundamentals basis, like fundamental coins could do well for the next while. So that's why I kind of like Hype. So if you don't even have money to buy the Hype token, or you don't want to risk capital buying Hype, then you can just farm it. And yeah, I did a video on how to farm it as well. But
Nice. Yeah, I need to check that out. I need to. This one you just talked about using Kitten Swap and Hyperfire looks interesting. But yeah, I definitely check out your video for other things as well, because the only thing I've been doing on Hype is I'm into some NFTs. I think we spoke about it last week.
yeah,
And been trading those, and I staked Hype for a little while. I unstaked it, and I've been using the leverage platform a little bit more like this week. I'm trying to get better at leverage, not get better, but just kind of use it a bit more, because I just feel like it's the one thing I just faded. And if I'm going to do it anywhere, I'll better might as well do it on Hype for the airdrop.
yeah, exactly. And the other thing that they have there as well, I don't know if you buy Bitcoin yourself, or like they have spot Bitcoin. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, you can just buy it on Hyperliquid, and it's like much better rates than buying it on Coinbase, for example. It's like much cheaper. So it's actually quite interesting in that scenario as well.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so I do buy it. Yeah, I do try and, like, if I make profit, I try and put it in BTC normally. So yeah,
Yeah, that's a
that's
good
a good
strategy.
shout. Yeah.
Yeah, some other revenue coins I think would be something like Grass. Are you into Grass? Do you know Grass?
Um, yeah, I think we may have spoke about it last year, only
Yeah,
when we did like a podcast together.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't honestly looked into it too much since then. Like, how's it performing?
It's been kind of choppy. It's been one of those, like, as far as altcoins go, it's done actually, like, it's held up quite well. Like, it's not gone to zero. It's kind of just it's been very strange, to be honest. I'll show you the chart so you can see what I mean. But
It's
like,
the one that they sell AI kind of data, right? Because you use your data on your like Wi-Fi via your laptop to mine coins and then
exactly,
sell the data
exa-
from unused data to Grass. Is that right? And then they use it for AI.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the main thing is that they're making like, well, they don't tell you how much they're making, but if you read between the tea leaves, they're making tens of millions. Like they're making crazy, crazy revenue. Um, but it's all kind of under the hood at the moment. So, and there's no revenue buyback mechanism yet. So you can see from this chart, like obviously when things were going crazy, it was $3, and then it's just been up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, just like very choppy. But you know, it's another one I'm interested in watching. And then the other kind of fundamentals coin that earns a lot of revenue is Jito. So that's kind of my main plays for fundamentals coins. Sorry, my laptop is slow here because of
Mine, I was having, I don't
streaming.
know if you have a MacBook. Mine's having an issue today. I had to restart for the like after months because it's so slow today.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I should restart it. That's a good idea. It's like all
Huh.
these tabs as well.
But yeah, maybe Grass is just fallen in line with like all the other alts that are just down recently. So
Yeah,
could
I
just be
think
that.
like once, like yeah, it's obviously very risky to be betting on alts in this at this time, but if you were to be buying alts, if you did want to speculate on them, I think the places to be looking is projects that are making a lot of money, because I think people are going to go back to kind of fundamental style investing. That's kind of what happens in a bear market. People speculation kind of dries up, and people kind of look towards things that make a bit more sense. So grass
Yeah.
and hype, and then Jito as well makes a lot of money. And then there's a few more, but they're smaller and less obvious, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you ever considered buying Kaito, the InfoFire coin?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't researched it enough to buy it. What's your opinion on it?
So I got like an airdrop from it for yapping, I guess, for tweeting.
Yeah, I
About
I got a small one as well, but I sold
okay,
it.
nice. Nice. Yes, I saw most of it, but I staked like enough to get the hodl badge. It wasn't actually that much, like a few $100 for
Oh,
me. And I
nice.
think it depends on like how much airdrop you got, and then you have to work it out. But
Yeah,
yeah, because of that, then basically I got an airdrop. I don't know if we covered it last week. I can't remember, but I got an airdrop for prompt. You know that Wayfinder coin
yeah, I have
because
that as well.
I oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So because I staked it, I got 1.3x the airdrop or something. So I got slightly more. So and yeah, it was pretty good. So and then yeah, that's why I was just thinking, should I was considering buying more Kaito because it's down so much and just staking it, but it could go lower. So I'm just watching it for now.
Yeah, with charts like these, where it's just down only, you kind of have to wait for the trend to reverse a bit. If you want to reduce the risk, like wait for the first higher high and higher low, because like this is just down only.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm kind of surprised by it. Like, obviously, we both sold, so I guess most of these yappers probably just sold because if there's not much of a
Yeah,
use case for this token, I mean, the only use case I see is staking it for the hope of getting like a multiplier when you get another airdrop. It's like, is it worth the risk? Probably not. So maybe that's probably why everyone's selling.
yeah, it doesn't even look like it's a cool project, like the kind of idea behind it, but like, is there any fundamental value to the token? I suppose there almost never is with crypto, but
It is one to
but
watch, though. I would say, like the way they,
yeah,
captured the market and the way all these protocols use it, for their TGE like marketing, and got listed on Binance, everything. It is one to watch, but yeah, probably can go lower first.
Yeah, and you mentioned prompt. How's that doing these
I
days? I haven't
sold.
even looked.
I managed to sell that at a decent price. I sold it at 100 mil or so, which isn't bad.
Nice. I'm kind of bullish on this.
Same, but
Jeez.
I just thought, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just thought I might be able to buy it back cheaper if I just get rid of it.
yeah.
So
That's usually the play these days with airdrops.
yeah,
But
someone posted on the timeline you should just always sell your airdrops like straight away or in the first few days because um they said it's like a gift to yourself for but like being in the space. And now and again, we get these airdrops that is free money, and they're like, you shouldn't worry about trying to time the top. Just while it's a decent gain, just sell it and move on, and on the next airdrop. So since then, I've started just selling everything.
yeah, I got absolutely wrecked this cycle because in the last cycle, if you held on to most of your airdrops, like they usually pumped after the airdrop. But this
True.
cycle, they were almost always just down only from after the airdrop, and I bag held a lot of airdrops, which I definitely shouldn't have.
I
But
have
what
still bag held some. Like I held Magic Eden too long, to be
same?
honest. And I did sell it though. And then Pengu, initially I was bullish on it, then I was like, why does it keep going down? I'm just gonna sell it. But I kind of wish I sold it on day one.
Yeah,
Even like big pudgy holders I speak to, I kind of didn't expect Pengu to like just drop. Like, I mean, it's still respectable, but when it's like I don't know, was it 6 billion FDV on day one, and then I don't know what the
yeah,
hell, like it's probably
that's
under a
quite
bill
high.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
uh, it's crazy.
yeah. Prompt is interesting. Like, I did a bit of research into this. They're like one of the first crypto AI agent coins projects. So I don't know if you remember like Hive AI. Basically, you can tell Wayfinder what you want to do in crypto. Like say, I want to bridge from Solana to Base, and I want to buy this coin on Base, provide or use it as collateral on Polygon, and borrow this and etc. etc. And it will just do it all for you. It'll find the best route. So that's kind of the idea, and that's why it's called Wayfinder. So yeah, interesting project, and I think maybe there's a potential comeback for AI agents. I know we're about looking at this one, dark AI. Then it,
Yeah, that's like what's it called? There's like a sector for this thing, right?
yeah, MCP something.
You sent me that actually. Yeah, what does that
Yeah,
stand for? Do you know?
I don't even know, man. I didn't get a chance to look into it.
Fair, fair. Yeah. All I know is it's some sort of game, right, where the AIs
Yeah,
battle each other. That's all I know. And
yeah,
this guy actually told me about this. Like someone else scanned it in some TGM when it was at 4 mil. So, and then I think it was only when it was like 10 he was bullish on it, saying this is the founder of some protocol. I forgot.
yeah. I think he was on the Solana
Margin Fi.
hackathon. Oh, Margin that was it. Yeah,
Yeah. And then he was
yeah,
like, yeah, this the what he said basically he said what this guy's building is actually legit. Like most AI projects are not. They
yeah,
promise a lot. Whereas this one actually he's actually doing what he's saying. So that's why he was bullish on it. But I just
yeah,
couldn't be bothered to like consider it, to be honest,
yeah,
until now.
yeah. I just uh, this guy Renaissance is actually who chilled it. So if you don't follow him, he's really good. He, I saw
Okay,
him,
nice.
yeah, mention it at like 3 million. Um,
Wow.
let's see how it's doing now. But yeah, potential. I don't know. Like AI agents, could they make a comeback at this point? Like the
Um
Avas of the world or AI
I
16Z.
I
Are you
think there'll
following them
always
at
be a
all?
space for them, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll go to the crazy valuations again,
No.
but I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so either. But like they're down 90%, so it's gonna like, can they get a 2x or a 3x off the lows?
Ava, maybe, yeah. I do like because Ava's
Yeah,
actually legit. Most of the other ones probably not. Yeah.
yeah.
AI16Z's got a launch pad coming, so I would watch that one. But I don't know if they'll do a new
Okay.
token for it. So base is for everyone. Oh, it's gone up 5 million. I can see on your screen. Nice.
Oh, so you've lost a little bit less.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold it. I just want to see what they'll do because I think it's one of the biggest PR disasters I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
just be funny if they actually do try and pump it now, or if not, it doesn't matter, but we'll see.
Oh, jeez. My laptop can't handle all this, so I can't even search something. Oh, here we go. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on? You're thinking about buying a little pudgy for the. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the abstract airdrop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was like, as you've probably seen, like Ethereum is so weak, and for some reason, I still hold. Well, I still do like Ethereum, but I know like it's underperforming. Like Sol ETH is at the highest it's ever been, right?
Yeah.
So I was just wondering whether I should park some of my Ethereum in solid NFTs, and by solid I mean ones that have tokens coming, which is probably the main one is the Pudgy ecosystem. And I was considering little Pudgies, but I was like, am I too late, or should I wait for it to go lower, or I don't know. Like, what's your thoughts on it?
What price is a little pudgy these days?
1.1, around that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah.
Um, like I agree though. Like I haven't held ETH in a while. I sold most of it
Nice.
a good while ago, but I like your thinking of I yeah, like if there's anything that's going to do well on ETH, it's going to be the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem. And
Yeah,
yeah,
especially under like 2 ETH, because I was thinking I would need to get two at least, because I don't like having one, because then it's hard to take profit on it. So yeah,
true. There's the Pudgy rods as well.
yeah, they look good. They're at point 0.4. So I was even considering putting a point 0.3 offer just in case
Yeah,
they get that low. But yeah,
yeah. And then for the abstract airdrop, if you hold Pudgy, a little Pudgy or a big Pudgy, you get like a boost on the points that you're earning. And then also, it seems if you just hold any abstract NFTs, your points, you get really good points just for trading abstract NFTs. So maybe that's because they're trying to encourage people to trade NFTs on their platform. I think Luca Nets is obviously a big fan of NFTs and wants them to make a comeback. So maybe that's kind of what he's doing there, like subtly suggesting people, get into NFTs. We want to be an NFT chain, like, and it kind of makes sense with their brand. Like, um, they want to be like a consumer friendly, fun vibes chain rather than just like a DeFi chain or something. They want nothing to do with DeFi really.
yeah, it makes sense. I was thinking in the worst case, maybe I would just break even on it with the airdrop and drop in the floor, but it might be better than what it's currently people think it's valued at, right? So I'm
Yeah,
considering it. Or in the West, I don't know. Like I can't really think of anything else like NFTs wise on ETH that are a buy, to be honest.
yeah, CryptoPunks.
Oh yeah. If you could afford, yeah. If I had
Yeah,
enough, then yeah, I would consider those because they look oversold right now.
yeah. What are CryptoPunks at
I think
roughly?
they're
Do
at
you know?
40 ETH, which seems kind of low.
Yeah, yeah. I think they've been holding their USD value, but going up in ETH terms.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I guess the only worry I have is if ETH dumps like even more, then does it make punks lose value? Maybe not, but I guess that the same would happen to Lil Pudgies then as well.
Yeah, and I think Luca Nets is definitely aware of that. And like, in I don't think that would happen. But if ETH really just kind of becomes a relic, then he would just bridge budgies to a different chain, probably Solana. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're investing you're not really investing in an Ethereum project. Like he's already launched the coin on Solana, so I don't think you'd need to be. It doesn't seem to be really like beta to ETH, if you get me. It's its own thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, did you do the big Ponzi? Did we talk about that last? I don't think we did, right?
Oh no, I didn't do it.
Same
Did you?
here. I don't like anything that clearly says it's a Ponzi. So I was happy to kind of just skip it because I don't know. I
Well,
feel like so what
that's the best thing to go for, man. Just need to be early.
yeah, that you know what it is. I wasn't early either. I think the
Yeah,
fact
yeah,
is
yeah.
that like what I heard that so someone I know who followed that big account very early said the first people he saw follow it were all the abstract team. So I didn't know that he
Okay.
didn't mention that to me until recently, but it kind of makes sense now. It was probably pushed by abstract without them saying like, you know, liquidity wise to make because it did really help them, right? It was all over the timeline. People were people were getting excited for it and brought attention to abstract. So they probably did market make it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like pushed. It was like the rewards badge at the moment is that Bitcoin thing. So I'm trying to bring it up on screen, but my screen is.
Is it too late to get that badge? Like say I buy $1 of Bitcoin.
Um, I don't think so. I didn't even bother getting it. But
Okay.
I think you'd have to do it like tonight if you want to, because I think the last time I checked, it was like 2 days remaining.
I
So
might do it. Yeah.
yeah, you might as well. Like, there's nothing. Which one is it? Bitcoin.
It seems to have lasted though. Like I'm personally just gonna avoid it because like I just like to get in very early and then get out. So
Yeah,
um
yeah.
some
So for people who don't know, it's a new Ponzi on Abstract. So you basically buy this bit of land and you're mining Bitcoins, and it's like I guess a fun little Ponzi game that the Abstract team are pushing. So if you're not farming Abstract, but like you have time to farm it, and you find playing games fun. Abstract's kind of good for games and that kind of like consumer apps. So if you like those kind of consumer apps, you might as well farm Abstract, in my opinion.
agree. I think it's under farm to be honest. Like I'm not personally farming it that much, but yeah, I wish I did. I wish I was. I just don't know. I'm being lazy, I
Yeah.
guess.
The only problem is it's a layer 2, and like it's probably an insta sell when you get the airdrop, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially now, all the penguins saw what happened to their Pengu token. They are not going to be
Yeah,
like a lot of them will not be holding abstract. Maybe they'll be maybe they've got some plan, like they won't fully unlock it this time, but we'll see.
yeah. Because you saw what happened to Blast. I didn't sell that. That's gone. That's basically gone now.
Yeah, I sold it when people were posting screenshots on the timeline. I was a bit like disappointed because it wasn't as high as I thought, but I ended up. I actually didn't get a big blast airdrop anyway, so that's probably also why I wasn't fussed about it. But
Yeah, yeah. So I'd say most likely scenario. Well, I'd say Abstract has a better chance of being a used L2 than Blast, but we'll
yeah,
see.
100% agree. Are you looking at Mega ETH?
Yeah, like it does look really interesting. Can you do anything on it yet? Can you farm it?
Yeah, so it's not an incentivized testnet. So it's not like abstract. Like you by farming it, you won't get any airdrop. Is what they say. But
Yeah,
I have been using it because I quite like the idea of it. And the apps are pretty good. Like, so, like, I wanted to just see how fast it is, and it actually is very fast. Like, it does feel like Solana, apart from the approvals bit, is annoying. But there's a really cool app on there called Noise XYZ,
yeah.
where
I've
you
heard of this.
Yeah, so you can trade attention on it. So basically, it's a bit misleading, as in you can only trade like 7, 8 things on there, which are protocols like Abstract, Initia, Noise itself, or Mega ETH. So you basically trade like like I basically opened a long on Abstract because of this big coin, and there was some big NFT min on Abstract. So I longed the attention of Abstract, and it's just all testnet, so they give you testnet ETH and stuff. But it's pretty it's a pretty interesting concept, and it works
That's very
very
cool.
very nicely. Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty cool app. I've heard there's some other good apps. Like I've tried the Dexes and stuff, but I haven't like looked enough into it. But I've heard there's some other really good apps on there. So it's cool to see a testnet have like good apps already. So
Yeah, I'll definitely try out Noise. That sounds really interesting.
yeah, you need an invite code, but I think so. What I did is I just DM'd the main account and then team members, like so the people the account was following, and then one of them replied to me with a code.
Nice. Okay, I might do that as well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So I just saw today actually, someone bought 2 million OTC of Mega ETH
Oh, I saw
for
that as
one.
well.
Oh, you saw that, yeah. Was it 2 mil or
Yeah.
1 mil? I can't remember, but it was. I know it's for 1 billion valuation. So
Yeah. Jeez, that's massive. Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's a layer two, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, it's a layer two. Yeah, yeah,
Jeez, yeah, fair play. So that it's like super, super quick.
yeah. I definitely recommend getting just trying it out. Yeah,
Okay.
because even though it's not incentivized, like some of the apps might be incentivized on testnet, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So like noise, for example. So it could be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, deadly. Um, right. Well, was there anything else you wanted to talk about
Um,
before we wrap?
n- yeah, not really. I think it's been quite a slow week, right? I don't know. Was anything else you had
Yeah.
on your list?
No, I think we touched on most things. I know we're running it. We're doing this a bit later than normal, so I know you probably have to be up in the morning. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, same, same.
right. Well, I appreciate you coming on again.
Sorry.
I appreciate you coming on again.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no. It was good. Yeah, and hopefully, like we'll have a few more things to talk about next week if the market picks up.
Yeah, nice. Well, what do you think? Up or down by next week?
So a lot of the bearish people I was following are kind of getting more neutral or bullish. So I'm gonna go with up. How about you?
Okay. I'm gonna go with down, but not down
Um,
extremely. Down a little bit. I think. Yeah, I think we pump for the next few days, then back down to make a double bottom or something like that. That's kind of what I think. I don't think we're gonna be, you know, everyone's calling for 50K or 60K. I think we've kind of almost bottomed or potentially already bottomed. That's kind of my base case. I'm just praying, to be
so,
honest. All right. Well, thanks again, man. I'll talk to you next week then.
all right, man. Likewise. Latest.
All right. See you later, bro. Thanks, everyone.